Hello everyone, this is Nikki K and welcome to another episode from Beyond Astro K where I am your host. Today guys, I'm bringing you the weekly tarot and planet message. Now this is a bit of a strange one because there's not a lot going on this week. There's a lot more going on during the weekend because I was going to do it for the 22nd and it is going to be the week of the 22nd, but there's a little bit more going on the following week. So this is going to be more like a 2-week thing, but this planet message and the tarot, basically the planet message will start from the 29th of November because that's where things start to really catch up, things start to really pile up as well. One of the things that are happening this week, I think you guys know that I like saying things a lot, but one of the main things that's happening is that we are moving into Sagittarius season. Now, this is going to be very interesting because not only are we moving into Sagittarius season, we are easing out of Scorpio season. And Scorpion season, it's been quite eventful, especially with the new moon and also with the lunar eclipse that's happened as well. There was a lot of purging that we had to do during Scorpio season. So I'm just doing a bit of a roundup. A lot of purging that we had to do. I found Scorpion season a bit more chilled compared to Libra season. I don't know if you guys did, but I personally did. I found it a bit more relaxing. There was a lot more introspective work, obviously, that had to be done. But on the whole, I found it very chilled. Even if I look back on previous Scorpion seasons, it's been quite intense. But this one, it's been nice. But on a worldly level, we've seen a lot happening. We've seen a lot of things to do with like the law, the courts, things about celebrities. We just basically seen things are actually coming out now, and also people are actually starting to see the truth. It's like this huge realization, because Scorpion season is about investigation work, digging beneath what's not being seen. And when you're purging or when you're seeing what's not being seen, it actually can be very shocking. And for some people, it's not actually very surprising. So now that we are, obviously we're easing out, we're on the cusp of Scorpio, we're moving into Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season is more, I would say more December. Because we are heading into December. This week is actually ending the last week of, November. But, we're still going to be having like that Scorpion energy. But, feel free to tell me how it's been for you, the Scorpion season. And especially with the lunar eclipse that's actually happened, that's really made things heighten a lot. We had to set new intentions when it was Scorpio, whether it's to do finances, our love life, doing deep psychological work. Now we're moving into Sagittarius. Now we're moving into the lunar eclipse. That's about releasing. The lunar eclipse is lasting like 3 months until February. Obviously it does depend on where it is in your chart, but there's going to be like this huge realization of what I actually need to release. This huge realization of this no longer needs to be my life. It's time to get a bit more grounded, especially because we have the planet, Scorpio. The sun's in Scorpio, which is helping with the releasing, but also we have Venus in Capricorn, which is its Taurus's sister, and it's helping ground as well, especially when it comes to creativity in our love life. So that's what makes it a bit more magnetizing during the end of this Scorpio season. So now we're moving into Sagittarius. Okay, moving into Sagittarius season. Every year we move into Sagittarius, but obviously it's quite different. But generally, I'll be talking more about, this podcast is a little bit about Sagittarius season, but I'll be doing another podcast which gets a bit more in depth, because we're going to be going into December, which is there's a bit more conversations that's going on. This is more like to do with like Goodbye Scorpio, enter Sagittarius season. So yeah, so the energy is going to be changing now. Energy is definitely be changing. Be a bit more, optimistic, looking forward to the future. Obviously, look where Sagittarius is in your chart, because that's going to be telling like a whole different story. But still, like there may be more of like a fire in our bellies now. Of okay, maybe meeting up with friends, party time. More like okay. I can do anything. I can do this. I can do this. Things are going to be much better. So we're moving from a watery, emotional energy into more of a fiery energy. So I'll speak a bit more about that next week. And yes, so like I said, this week, it actually starts. Like I said, it's a strange one. So this actually starts from the 29th, which is on the 29th, which is Monday. Sorry, no, the 28th, which is on a Sunday. So it's Sunday the 28th, coming directly with we're out of Scorpio season. We are now into Sagittarius season. So guys, I have the card messages as usual with an oracle message too. So on the Sunday the 28th, we have the sun, and it conjunct the sun in Sagittarius, and it conjuncts Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, this is, the sun and Mercury conjunct. It's all about, thinking, but it's going to be magnified. It's going to be a bit more higher. And also this is to do with like, short distance, because the sun's in Sagittarius, which is about long distance travel. Mercury is involved, which is ruled by Gemini. This is about short distance travel. So you may be thinking long distance, but also short distance. We want things to come a bit more quickly to us. And also it's going to be, because the sun is going to be in a very, very optimistic sign, how we're thinking is going to be very optimistic. It's going to be very alert, it's going to be quick. It's also going to be very fiery. And it's about being adaptable as well, adapting to the changes that are happening. When it was in Scorpio, it was very hard to adapt. We wanted things to be very fixed. But now it's like, okay, this has happened, so this is what I'm going to be doing next. So this is actually really great to be talking to, your siblings, making plans, your neighbors as well. This is also great to be looking in your intimate surroundings, finding out, new interactions with people as well, and your neighborhood. Also, if some of you are parents, there could be some like good news that comes with your, with your children. Interactions with teachers can be extremely positive as well. And this is great to be doing for students as well. This is great to be, getting a lot of like hard work that you believe that was hard. Work can come a bit more easier now. You'll be feeling a bit more positive. It does feel actually really busy, with the sun conjunct Mercury, because I just see a lot of people like really buzzing around, making appointments, meeting up with people, meeting up with friends, doing like different types of courses of study as well, sharing ideas, lots of plan making. Things are going to be really sped up, and it's going to be really, it feels like an energy of great excitement. So the card that we have for this is, we actually have the Three of Swords, which is reversed, with the Shadow Self Oracle card. And the Three of Swords reversed is, well, the message for this is that, we can definitely You know, this is a great time to be like making new plans to happen in ourselves. But with its reversed, this is showing that we could actually, you know, not only, you know, do too much, but things may not work out in the way that we actually expect. We have to sort of like hold back as well, really think about our plans, not go too far. But, you know, there may be, and I feel, and there's an energy that also that there may be plans that are from the past that are going to come back. And this is the time to sort of really revitalize it in a different way. Okay, with the Three of Swords, it's in the heart. So taking care of like yourself is going to be of importance as well. Taking care of your mental self, taking care of like your heart as well. Taking care that, you know, you don't burn yourself out. Because, you know, when the mind is very, it can make us go too far. It can make us do things too quickly and not really think about what we're actually doing. So it's just about slowing down. With the Shadow Self card, it's about, you know, listening to your intuition. Like I said, there may be things that we may have to revitalize. We may have to be also going into ourselves. It may be very hard for us to go into ourselves, into our shadow selves, to listen to our intuition as well. So it's not saying slow down completely. It's just that, you know, once your shadow self is calling for you to listen, it's just time to listen. On Monday, so Monday, that's Sunday. On Monday, we have Mars, and it trines Neptune. So Mars in Scorpio, it trines Neptune because it's going to be in there for a while. And what this is really nice, you know, because this can give us a lot of, you know, drive, because, you know, it's traditionally ruled by Scorpio anyway, Mars. But it actually gives like that sort of drive that if there's something that we actually want to create and do, we can actually do it. It will give us that drive. It can feel very, you know, if we feel very in our daydream, there may be things that we actually want to do, want to create, want to start, but we might just very much be in our heads. You know, it's a very sensitive time as well. And it is all about being around people that you are in tune with. So, you know, and also, you know, some of us, I think maybe because it's come up to Christmas, that, you know, we're going to be feeling a lot more like we want to really take care of ourselves. I'm talking more like glam ourselves up, because Neptune does rule glamour. So that's like, you know, doing like a pedicure and a manicure and wearing more makeup, dressing a bit different, visiting places that are quite mystical. This could be, you know, Christmas markets, because they're very mystical anyway. This could be churches. Yeah, it just feels very Christmassy. So, you know, how we present ourselves is going to be very of more like sexual attractiveness, you know, because this is how we could be feeling. You know, yeah, that's how I feel. It's like a Christmas tree, basically. It feels like a Christmas tree, but it's more like we're going to be thinking of, oh, I would like to look like this, and we actually do it. Mars gives us the drive to like, just go and do it, you know, do what you want to do. You know, if you feel sexy, present, even if you don't feel it inside, how you're projecting yourself on the outside is very alluring. That's what Neptune's about. Neptune's is very much an alluring planet, and Mars is about sex drive as well. So if you're not really looking for anyone, you may get so many admirers because how you look to people is so damn sexy. And, you know, yeah, so that's like the energy that a lot of us could be presenting as well. So, you know, so yes, if you're looking for dating, this is great. If not, you know, be careful, because, you know, some people may come across as very aggressive as well. You yourself could come across very aggressive too. And it's great to be expressing your creativity. It's really great. It's really great for artists. It's also really great to be doing something a bit different, starting something new, whether it's through like social media. Some of you may decide to do like a blog, have your own website. I feel that the energy is like you're going to, you know, the image that we have, the creative image that we're going to have from Neptune the Mars is going to say, okay, this is what you want to do. Why don't you just do it? Instead of just daydreaming and sitting there. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people started to, you know, really, they were thinking about having their own blog, for instance, writing their own poems on the blog and having their own website. And they actually start to do it now instead of just having all these ideas, because a lot of ideas can actually come up as well. This is also good for like astrology, tarot. This is great to be sort of like going into yourself, trying to understand yourself a bit better. But there can obviously be like an aggressiveness to this. So Neptune is about illusions. So some people might be trying to, you know, we may believe someone's that they're actually not. So this could be going on a date. This could be someone that's interested in your creative talents, and you see another side to them that is actually not really nice, because Mars is involved, guys. You know, there can be some arguments that happen because things are not really, things are said, but they're not said. Things are just not really clear as well. You know, but on the nice hand, you know, if there is any arguments, they can be settled very quickly. Yeah, they can be settled pretty quickly, especially under Neptune. So things won't carry on. So that is actually really great as well. And, you know, Mars is also about, you know, only it's about action. It's also, the aggression is like of defense, like defending yourself, defending others. So if you join these two together as well, you know, if you're doing any like work to do with like volunteering or charity work, you know, giving to the homeless as well. If someone's being picked on, especially at work as well, someone's being picked on at work, you know, you may surprise yourself and just, no, I don't think that's right. Or if someone's being bullied on the street, you know, and you can see that they're not really having a nice time, or they could be homeless as well. There's like this energy of like, you know, leave them alone. And, you know, so there's sort of like this compassion with fire aggression, but also, you know, defending. Okay. And if you really want to do something, you know, you can make not only can you move mountains, but you can also, in your own way, make history as well. So the card that we have for that is the Chariot card, which is the Chariot card with the Peace card. So the Chariot card is about, you know, combining the two forces that you're fighting and trying to, you know, balance yourself. But also on the other sense, it's a very sensitive card. It's a strong card, but a very sensitive card. So the strength that we're going to be having on the outside, there might be something deeper going on the inside. There can be, I do feel some of us can feel that, you know, we may not be feeling good enough for our plans. We may not feel that we're strong enough as well. So we may not actually go there. We may not actually want to put ourselves out there. But, you know, the Chariot card is saying, you know, feel. Because the Chariot card is a Cancer card. So it's like feel, you know, feel what where do you see yourself in the future? If you see yourself going place in the future, actually, you know, do it. But we can feel very conflicted. There's an energy of conflicted. And it is insecurity, sensitivity, wanting to hide, but also wanting to show. There's an energy of wanting to show. So there's some conflicting energies going on. But nevertheless, sensitivity is going to be very high. And also you've got the Peace Oracle card. And the Peace Oracle card is showing us that, you know, gain clarity by yourself, you know, have downtime, relax, breathe, be around peaceful surroundings, find a peaceful spot. If things just get too much for you, be at peace. You know, even if there's a side that you don't like about yourself, be at peace with it. If it's a side that you know that you're great at, be at peace with it too. Okay, so that's the cards for the Mars trine Neptune. On the 30th, we've got many things happening on the 30th, on the last day of November. So the first one we have is Mercury and it's Mercury in Sagittarius, it's sextile Saturn. So what this does, it can give us a bit of a controlling feeling, but it's actually really good for getting the work done. Okay, really getting the work done, and also being extremely organized, catching up on things that you've missed, because Sagittarius is a very quick energy. So we may be doing a lot of things at the same time. What Saturn does, Saturn's saying, Mercury's saying, I've got this and this and this to do. But Mercury's saying, and Saturn's saying, okay, you got that to do, but what do you want to do first? Maybe we should start with this first because it's of most importance. Then you can just, first, second, third, fourth. Let's just get a bit more organized. Let's not, let's not try to rush, even though you're feeling very excited. Concentration is great for this as well. Like, our concentration is going to be even better as well. This is great for business. If you have a business meeting, you can come across as quite fiery, come across as quite quick. Saturn is saying, okay, what am I going to get out of this? Okay, Sagittarius is like, yeah, I'll do this. But things like, it's slowing it down. It's just like, okay, this is great, but what am I getting out of this? Just reading the small print, really concentrating. If you don't understand, by all means, seek a lawyer. This is great for any business dealing, like long-term investments and, real estate, and, because it's like a business time. I feel that a lot of us are going to really get down to business. And Sagittarius is one of the most open signs. So even if you're one of those quiet people, you won't feel a way to say what you think. If there's something that you think is not right, you're going to say it, and you're going to be firm and stern. If you're, especially in business as well, you won't sign anything unless you understand it. But also, if you, this is also, even though it's firm and stern, it's also going to feel very serious for a lot of us. Like, there's things that we want to get out there. If we want people to listen to what we have to say, because Mercury is communication, we are going to be doing a lot of homework behind the scenes, due diligence. If there's something important to say, whether it's on social media, to our family, friends, siblings, or to someone important, it's about doing the homework. So Saturn's going to give us that responsibility of getting the work done. Really great for writers as well. If you're blogging, if you're doing a website, if you're doing like poems, getting anything out in the media, this is really great as well. Like I said, studying is good. If you're teachers, this is even better, because you're going to feel more focused, more on it when it comes to teaching students. I'm actually going to really enjoy this actual transit, actually, because especially to keep focused as well, especially if you're doing like any blogging or writing, so and also it can also give long-lasting results instead of just doing this and this. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna work on my blog, and I'm not gonna finish until I feel that it's right or perfect. So this gives a lot of long-lasting results as well, and it's great for, like, in a way, like investigation work as well, and reading different types of books as well, which can help with if you're doing any studying, like I said, with writers as well. So the card that we have for this is the Queen of Wands with the Celebration card. So the Queen of Wands is showing us that, really go there. We've got a lot of, there's a lot that we can actually accomplish now. We are our own boss. You are your own person. Don't really worry about anyone else. Even if something's going to be distracting you, really concentrate on the end goal, the end task. This feels very much a time that we're going to be starting something not only new, but something that we can actually improve on within ourselves. We're going to be seeing another side and another shadow to ourselves too. And the Queen of Wands is a card of creation. It's a card of, creativity. It's also a card of new beginnings. Some of you may be that Queen of Wands. You know, you're all about, you know, some of you may not be afraid to do things by yourself as well. Go your own way. If something sounds too good to be true, it's like, okay, I'm going to do my own investigation about this. With the Celebration Oracle card, it's, you know, you're celebrating like a new sense of identity that's going to be coming through to you. And this Celebration card is actually really nice. So, you know, if you've started to do something new for yourself, it's time to celebrate with people you love, even celebrate yourself. And, you know, it's a brand new you, so why not celebrate it? Okay, so yeah, that was for the Mercury trine Saturn. Also on the 30th, because there's 2 more things on the 30th, we have Venus sextile Neptune. So Venus sextile Neptune. So Venus in Capricorn, it's sextile Neptune. This gives very much a grounding time. It's actually, you know, it feels like it's actually nice, like the Mars transit. This is, you know, Venus also, as you all know, I'm going to do actually a planet series on the planets, and I can't wait to do Neptune. But, you know, Neptune rules illusions, glamour, Hollywood. It rules, you know, what's not seen. It rules, you know, things that appear too good to be true. It's pure illusion. But this is great for, you know, when it comes to like your relationship, this is great for it. You know, this is great for like imagination, trying something different. You know, you could be imagining something you like to try, and it's like, let's try it, and you end up doing it, and it's like, it was probably either better than you actually envisioned, or it wasn't. Because remember, Capricorn's involved. But Capricorn is like, okay, if we're going to try this, let's plan it first. It's that sort of thing. But it's actually really good to, like, you know, dream up something sort of like creative with your partner. It's actually good to, you know, I also feel that with this, you know, getting in close contact with your partner, you know, there may be things that are not said, and, you know, the psychic perception is going to be really heightened. So sometimes your partner may not say anything to you during this time, and you just know if they want, I don't know, a bath, or even your partner may just know that there's something that you don't have to ask. They'll just do it. Okay, so it's great to be getting psychically in tuned with your partner, but also psychically in tune with yourself as well. Being romantic, you know, being a bit more, you know, doing like romance, and, you know, watching like romantic movies, being very creative, and, you know, also glamour. You know, this is about date nights. You know, this is pure imagination. I feel that some of us are going to be like, I just want to like look like this, and you just, you know, go shopping and you see what you've envisioned that you would like to wear, and you buy it, and it's just like, you put it on, and it's just like, oh my God, you know, I thought I would look like this, and I actually do. You know, so the imagination is going to be very high as well. This is great if you're like doing any workout. Great for doing dancing, swimming as well, listening to music. This is about creative expression. And, you know, if some of you are single, you know, this can be 2 things. It could be like you meet someone and they are everything you expected. After when you get with them, it's like, or you envision that you're with this person, and you never think that it can happen, and it ends up happening, and it can be very long term. And I think I'll say long term because of Capricorn. Yeah, this is also great to be, you know, getting a bit more serious in your relationship as well, but also getting more serious in your creativity as well. Everything's going to be very sensual, sexual, in a bit of an earthy, dreamy way. This gives long-lasting creativity as well, something you've actually wanted to draw, create. If you're doing like painting or anything creative, is really good. And yeah, like the Mars trine Neptune, you know, people, even like on a worldly scale, they could be more like glamour, but more like an illusion type of glamour. Like it'll look like people have put filters on their pictures, but it's just like, no, it's just that this transit puts like something quite dreamy. So a lot of us could actually feel we're living in a bit of a dream. You could actually feel, I couldn't believe I got this person and I'm now with them and it's everything I wanted or not wanted. But it feels like, you know, if you are in a long lasting relationship, you know, you can take it up a notch. Definitely take it up a notch. Do like some play role, you know, like role plays. And, you know, it feels, even me saying it, I feel very dreamy, guys. So the card that we have is a 6 of Swords with the Union card. So we're moving away from an old way of how we used to be in our relationship. We want something new. You know, if your relationship was quite rocky, it can now start to get more better. If it was just same old boring, you know, it's time to initiate something different. And if it is, you know, very stable, if it's stable, it's time to, you know what to do. But if you are single, something new is going to be becoming, but something has to be gone. You know, it's in a way, it's all about releasing this type of high expectation that we used to have, that you used to have, and now thinking of something a bit more stable, a bit more grounded. And, you know, things are going to start getting better as long as you don't think that what happened in the past is going to be happening now. You have the Union Oracle card, and the Union Oracle card is about union in yourself, because the self is first of all very important, but having union with your, you know, something you love and someone you love as well, creating a bit more peace, a bit more harmony, and having strong union. And a union I feel that a lot of us are going to be seeking is going to be a bit more stronger. You're going to be, you know, you may be more on the same wavelength now. There's not going to be too much misunderstandings. So yeah, these two cards are very good with the 6 of Swords, with the Union card. You're moving away to better waters to have a better union. And the last one on the 30th is Sun Sextile Saturn. So, you know, this week, for especially like the last week of November, it's not too crazy. You know, things are starting to like sort of pan out in its own way. So the Sun Sextile Saturn is a little bit like the Mercury, but Mercury's more of the mind. The Sun, it gives it more. Saturn's going to help with us slowing down a little bit, because we're going to be very excited now. We're going to be going gung-ho, trying different things, meeting new people. There's things that we want to tick off our bucket list, and we want to do it all today. And Saturn just gives us that patience, endurance as well, meeting our responsibilities and duties, not getting too carried away from ourselves so that we don't make mistakes. The fun side of Sagittarius and with the Saturn is going to be a nice little dance. This is great, like Mercury, you know, this is great to be completing anything that you've missed. It's about staying the course and not doing, you know, like chopping, like, you know, there's things that you want to do, but then you just cut corners. Saturn's going to be like, no, you have to, you know, make sure that you finish this before you can move on to this. This includes conversations as well. You know, this is also great to be around older people, asking for advice. If you've got Sagittarius in your chart as well, I don't think a lot of you mind, because you learn from everyone, from a baby to an adult, you know. So this is actually great to be connecting with people like a mentor. Sagittarius also rules mentorships as well. So connect with someone that's from like completely different from you, but someone older. This is great to be like, you know, learning. This is a great learning curve that a lot of us are going to be having. And, you know, the Sun, and also you can find that not only do you learn that, you know, the person that you speak to, they could be of higher status. So they may be even watching you. So how we are projecting ourselves. You never know who is watching. So this can give a lot of you like promotion, you know, recognition, status. The person could be from a high, like I said, a high status. If you're putting a lot of work in, because what Saturn gives you, if you're putting like all the work in, you know, things can actually happen for you more than you actually envisioned. So with the Saturn in Aquarius, with the, you know, the Sun in Sagittarius, it gives it that jovial spirit of, yeah, I can do this, I can do that, you know, being charming, talking to any and anyone. But the hard work will actually really pay off as well. So yeah, this is great to be, you know, getting all your projects, but working hard. So the last card I have for this is the World card with the Surrender card. So the World card obviously is about something's coming to an end, but also I feel like an old you is coming to an end, an old way of how you used to work, an old way of how you used to be. I feel there's a lot of like, you know, dead skin that's being peeled off. You're feeling more confident. You're feeling more that, you know, you can, there's things that you can handle. You also know that you know, if you put a lot of work in, there are, you know, there are benefits to that instead of just cutting corners. And also sort of like remaining true to yourself as well. You know, remaining true to yourself is very important. But also, you know, it's all well and good being this nice person that everyone likes, but it's even better it's better when we put a lot of work into what we're actually doing. For some of you may be traveling as well. It may be, you know, some of you may actually want to travel. You may want a different type of, not a lifestyle, but like a different kind of scenery. So some of you may decide that, you know, although you've completed this, it's time to move on to something different. So it might be a new country or a new, you know, like a new goal as well. So you're shedding something to something new. And you've got the Surrender Oracle card, which is about surrendering to what's going on. Some of us, it's good to plan, but also not think is set in stone. So surrender to the high, the most high. Also surrender yourself as well. Surrender to what is going on around you, and keep remaining open-minded. Don't try to, even though there's an element of control that's happening, don't try to control too much, because things can change in an instant, and we are going to be needing that Sagittarius side. So we needed that Saturn side, but we also have to surrender to the Sagittarian of being open-minded too. Okay? So guys, that's it. You know, it's like I said, there's not much going on for the week of the 22nd, only on the weekend of the 29th, the 28th, 29th. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And, you know, feel free to let me know how Scorpion season's gone for you and the lunar eclipse. Send a voice message. And like I said, next week, I'll be talking about the December Sagittarian season. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. Feel free to check me out on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.